fishing news is brought to you by Okuma.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman Magazine with this week's web video, Fishing Forecast for New England. Hopefully made it through this week's nor'easter without any major damage or issues. I just can't believe we're on less than 3 weeks. We've had 2 weeks now, 3 major nor'easters. They're already talking maybe even another one on the horizon, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. And you know, a few weeks ago I was having a conversation with one of my fellow New England fishermen who felt, in his opinion, we might have seen the last of the winter storms for the year after that cold snap and then the warm-up that we had. And he expected it to be smooth sailing heading on into March. Well, as much as I wanted to agree with them, I figured Mother Nature was not done with us just yet, and unfortunately this time around I was right. Nonetheless, here we are halfway through March, and with each passing storm we get one step closer to the return of better weather and even better fishing. But in the meantime, we have a few more important events to pass along to you. Well, we don't have any fishing shows scheduled this weekend here in New England. Next weekend is going to be busy. First up, we've got the annual MSBA Sport Fishing Expo on March 24th and 25th. They're at a new location this week. It's the the Wolves Den Sports Complex in Pembroke, Mass. The event runs 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, then 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. They got tons of seminars. It's all fishing. Great show. Fisherman Magazine, of course, will be there. I'll pass along our booth number in next week's video so you'll know where to come out and find us. And then also taking place next weekend, on Saturday the 24th, we have the annual Striper Surf Day presented by Rivers End Tackle in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. I'll be at this event on Saturday as I'll be doing a seminar, and we've also got another awesome duo seminar lined up. Dave Anderson and John Lee will be speaking together. There'll also be vendor reps, demos, free food and raffle, and the whole event is obviously free and open to the public. Runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. And then last up next weekend, on Sunday the 25th, we have a fundraiser being put on by the crew from Real Fishing Northeast to benefit Owen Hanasek, son of fisherman field editor and contributor John Hanasek. Now, if you recall, last fall we had a fishing tournament and fundraiser to assist in Owen's ongoing battle with leukemia. This fundraiser is being held in Meriden, Connecticut from noon to 8 p.m. And as always, you can get the details on all of these items as well as more by visiting the events calendar at thefisherman.com. Alright, with that all out of the way, going to move into some fishing talk. Looking at this, the fishy side of things, for those of you who are either lucky enough to reside in an area that didn't really get hit too much with the snow this week, or if you just simply need to get out in line and wet a line, we got a few options on tap for you. Your best overall action is going to be on the freshwater fishing variety right now, where trout fishing, where open, is always a really good bet in the late winter, early spring time frame with that cold water. The trout just love it. And states are getting out there with the stocking trucks. Saw updates that Connecticut is stocking its trout management areas, both lakes and rivers, and Massachusetts finally began its spring cycle of stocking this week, just prior to the storm. Now, just a quick reminder, Connecticut has enacted a new trout stamp, which is available now. You can get the details on it by checking out the story at thefisherman.com. Another really good option right now comes in the form of spring carp fishing. Fisherman contributor Dave Pickering has been posting some very good catches lately on his carp blog, which is located at ricarpfishing.blogspot.com, and he even surpassed the 100 fish mark on the season last week. Now, if you've never fished for carp, I gotta say that you're missing out on one of the hardest fighting fish found in our local waters, whether you're considering fresh or salt. They are tough fighters. They'll test both your skill and your patience and are well worth the energy. I love going carp fishing. If you'd like to learn how to get started in it, however, there's no better way in this area than to attend the second annual Northeast Carp Conference, which is taking place on April 21st in Middletown, Connecticut. Again, you can check out the details at thefisherman.com on this really cool event. And then last but not least, there's still plenty of holdover striped bass action right now despite this weather that we've been having. And at the show in Rhode Island this past weekend, I spoke to a good number of anglers who report getting both quality as well as quantity of striped bass in rivers other than the Housatonic River right now. So I gotta say, breaking away from the crowds that you're gonna see up on the Hoosie might not be a bad idea right now. And just to our south, they're starting to get some bass out in the salt, so things should only improve up our way in the coming weeks. All right, well, there you have it. I am Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman Magazine, wishing you tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma.